All right, so when you have all three of your pieces made, you're going to be creating an assembly file. So here you see that I have created my vertical bracket, my horizontal bracket, and my brace, right? So what I want to do is connect them all together so that they become this assembled project. And what we're going to do to start off with is open up Autodesk Inventor, and we're going to start what's called a assembly. All right, and it's a standard IAM. So I'm going to click that and say create. That's going to give me this blank canvas, and up in the top left, I'm going to find a button that says place. We're not placing from Content Center, not from CAD files, iLogic, or a catalog browser. We're just doing simple place. And you'll navigate over to your project folder. So if you've been putting your drawings in your DDP folder, that's where they are. If you haven't been organizing, they're most likely in just your documents folder or potentially your downloads folder. So check for either one of those. The first thing I want to do is put in my vertical bracket. So I'm going to click there and say open. And what I want to do is right now, if I place this down, it's going to be like flat down, and I don't want that. So I'm going to rotate it. All right. And I'm going to rotate that on the Y axis here. Wish I could zoom out. There we are. And I'm going to right click again and rotate that on the Y and the let's see here, the Z axis. I definitely just want this placed up. Okay. And that looks like what I need. So click that. All right. Right click and say okay. Now, if your work comes out, like if you can't figure that part out, no big deal. Just click once, place to place it, and then right click to click OK to accept it. And what we can do here is rearrange it if we need to. So I don't like how mine is. So I guess by the grace of God here, we'll just set this up. So there's the front, and I'm going to spin it so that it is now, this is the front of how I want this to be. So I'm going to right click up on the view cube and say current view as front. Okay, and then I'm going to click right here, and I'm going to right click on the house and say current view is home, fixed to view. Okay, now I got one piece. So I'm going to go back to place, go to my vertical bracket or my horizontal bracket, and open that. All right, and you see that I need to flip that on the X axis. So I'm going to right click, rotate X 90 degrees, and say okay. Whoop. Try that again. Take my horizontal bracket, open. We want to spin that on the X axis, rotate on the X. Now I got to click to place it. Okay. And something I could do here is I'm going to need that to spin on the Y axis to get it to face the other way. So I'm going to right click and spin it on the Y. See, now it's like in the same direction I want it to be. So right click and say, oh, I want to place this. Click once. There we go. Now right click and OK. Hopefully I didn't confuse the issue. And then finally, I'm going to place my brace. Okay, that's the triangle. Open, and I want to rotate this on the X axis. So right click, rotate on the X, and then I want to rotate on the Y. Click that. I want to do it again on the Y. So now I got that facing the right direction. Right click, whoops, place it, and right click OK. All right. So we get our three things on the screen. Again, if you cannot orient them how I just did, they can be oriented with the view cube. It's not a huge deal because the next step is going to be connecting them using this constraint button.